And here I am with Joseph Nechvatal. This is Colin Goldberg, webcasting from the Everbeta Content Network, and I'm here with Joseph Nechvatal, technology artist and writer, and he's going to speak to us a little bit about virtuality. And right now we're online checking out some of his stuff, and we're about to head over to his studio. You want to head over there?
Sure.
Okay. And Joseph is going to take over the camera work from here as well. So you get to be the videographer and
The subject.
the subject.
The subject and the object.
There you go.
This is for actual in and of
I'm just
itself.
a predicate. Let's get out of here.
Okay. Do you want to turn your computer off or just leave it?
I just leave it running all the time.
Okay. Because you're online. I guess.
Yeah, it's better for the computer too. Power savers and all. So, can you explain virtuality a little bit to us?
Absolutely.
Or to whoever's watching this?
Virtuality is sort of a hybrid idea which comes from actuality and virtuality. It's an idea that was developed in my...
A little bit further. There you go.
It was an idea that was developed in my my research into virtual reality, which I was doing for my PhD recently up in Wales with Roy Ascott at Kaya. And it seemed to be a very rich and fruitful area where artists particularly, but it applies more generally to society.
Maintain eye contact with yourself if possible.
It's not easy, baby.
I know. It's fun though. Once you get the hang of it, you can just walk around.
I think I've got to put it to
just
my
look
left
right
hand.
through the window.
Yeah, I know. I had to
There you go. Yeah. Get it comfortable for yourself.
Should I start over again?
No, that's cool. It's work in progress.
And so it's this area between physicality, the body, the work of art as a physical entity, and virtuality, digitality. And I think it's this third space, which is very interesting, perhaps one might say indicative of the third wave of computing, ubiquitous computing, where our bodies will be interacting with virtuality on a regular basis. And I think we just need a new way to think about this, a new language. And so I came up with virtuality, which was pretty much inspired by alchemy, where alchemists take 2-3 terms and concepts and procedures and create new processes out of the splicing hybrid approach. And so that's a little bit of the inspiration for where virtuality comes from. But it really also has to do with architecture and its use of computers. It has to do with performance art and its use of computers. It has to do with sculpture, painting, obviously, which is what I'm involved in the history of computers. And I think it's a very interesting new space that we can explore.
Like how would, for instance, you use your new concept in a sentence? Say it to a layperson.
We live in the period of virtuality.
I see, yeah. Well, I can relate to that. I mean, I meet a lot of people, in a virtual space, and then sometimes, it ends up becoming real.
It's a prime example. It's really
quote
about
unquote,
it's really about how the flesh interacts with the virtual, the electronic, the ephemeral.
My reality is that there is no virtual reality, except, in the minds of theoreticians. That is, the use of a computer is part of my reality. When I meet people online, it is reality, just as if I meet them via telephone or face-to-face.
You make no distinction. I think that's...
Well, I make a distinction, but I try not to, create a fictional reality out of my interactions in cyberspace.
Exactly.
It's more like, an extension of reality.
I think it's a more sophisticated idea than oh wow, we're discovering this new field of virtuality, and this is something so new. I think now we're getting really used to that, and it's a little more sophisticated reading of our interaction with computers and digital information.
Definitely. I mean, how do you feel that computers have changed your life the most as far as, overall life change?
Creative freedom, enormous amount of freedom of mobility with a kind of techno-nomadic lifestyle, which I lead living in Europe half the time, in New York half the other time. Also the amount of creative work I've been able to produce with the aid of computers in the last 10 years or whatever, which involves music, creative writing, imagery, animation. So I just think it's such an enormously creative tool for somebody who has kind of a multimedia or a expanded arts outlook towards the arts and isn't hung up on any kind of formal purity.
Oh yeah!
Which I don't believe I am or you are. So it's a kind of a tool, I guess, because
New Amsterdam reality. I mean, cool.
Okay, we're rolling again. Technical glitch, all part of the action.
Loose battery.
Yeah.
Nothing serious.
So we're walking on the Lower East Side, where Colin and I live, by the way. An area that I've seen change a great deal from the funky now to the far out.
Here we are at Rivington Street,
Rivington.
home of the Everyday
Essex
Object
and
Gallery.
That's right, just behind us is the gallery. Coming up to the corner of Ludlow and Rivington, where the cover of Paul Boutiques by the Beastie Boys was photographed.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, right here. Now it's a coffee shop. Yeah.
Yeah, get a shot of that shit.
I will.
As well. Hey, am I allowed to say that on the internet?
Well, one thing I should probably say about the virtuality is the text that I've proposed here for Ever Beta is kind of a research text of which this idea of virtuality came out of, and it's certainly I hope could be a useful tool for students or anybody interested in catching up on what virtuality is and where it came from and how it applies to the arts. And
is the text that you're putting up for the net a collaborative work, or is it something that you wrote?
No, this is something I did to earn my PhD, as a matter of fact. So it wasn't a collaboration, it was a 3-year work that I did in Paris, in England, over the last few years. Now we're on Ludlow.
Is there anywhere else in the world that you'd like to consider living besides, where you are
Amsterdam. And I'd also like to try South America. Brazil, I hear, can be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm interested in Brazil. Africa also, Northern Africa. I particularly like Morocco and been there a couple of times. Here's my joint.
Guess the doorman's got a day off.
Doorman's sleeping. Third floor walk up.
Keep in mind, although this is on the text channel, it's just because the relevancy here is your writing.
Yeah.
And, I want the audience to know that when I met Joseph, I knew him as an artist first.
Yeah.
So it goes to show that everyone has a multifaceted quality that embrace.
Multimedia generation requires multi-creativity. So here we are. Hi.
Just came back.
Oh, look, my dog and my wife are here. Mary Claude.
Yeah.
Say hello to the people, Mary Claude.
Hello.
This is Ryder. He knows and loves Colin.
Hey, Ryder.
We're doing our interview for the net.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So we're now going to go on the computer.
Okay. But you want me to go?
No.
I'm going to the.
I don't have to go. I'm just giving the tour.
I'm going to the. Right now, be quiet. I'm going to the Schweizer. I got some bags. It's nice, huh? What are you doing your place?
Well, I'm just giving the people a little tour.
Cool.
Okay.
You gonna end on your site?
We're going to go up.
Move back into the virtual world?
Good idea. No doubt.
Exit from whence we came?
And we're up there broadcasting to the world. I encourage you to 2 minutes from wherever you are.
Actually, I'm not online, but I'll just, I know what I'll do. I'll give a little show, a little slideshow.
Now it's 4:36 p.m. This is afternoon music. I'm Brian Lynn. I'm filling in for Brian Glick on this Tuesday. And as I said, we're going to continue with John Cage.
Yeah, just a little show of some of the work been doing, the visual work I've been doing that.
3. Form by Goldberg, and one I need a blend for them. And essentially, the brief rundown is that variation 3 requests any action by any other person. Goldberg, one I need a blend made independent realization. I am a blend uses percussion and the left-hand half of the organ manuals in his version. Dacker uses wind instruments and the right-hand half of the manual. The variation concept refers to the following categories: instruments, action, musical context, mechanical connections, impulses, what is written, and what is improvised. This music comes from a Deutsche Grammophon LP entitled Gerd Zacher Organ. We're going to hear it now, John Cage's Variation.
Smile. Say hi to Paris. Look at the dog too.
Ryder, come here. Come, we take a picture of you.